Welcome to yoga. An hour to transform your day, creating a more flexible body and mind. Please come into an easy seated pose, and that may be of your choice. It can look its own way. Part of our flexibility and practice is modifying and adapting for ourselves and our own bodies. We take a moment to arrange so that you feel settled. Shimmy to get out the wiggles out of your body and all the activity of the day, and then exhale, stillness. Bring up your hands to gently encircle your skull, so spread open your fingers and closing the flips of your ears lightly with your thumbs. Exhale 3 times. So before we start, before you close your ears, we need a little core here to sit up. So take a moment just to be aware, create a light toning in the low belly towards your spine, in and up with your navel. Sitting upright so your energy can flow. Shoulders try to relax down as your arms are up. And now the 3 breaths. Inhale slowly, exhale, hum. When that is complete, pause for a moment, your hands down or together. The energy of vibration, sound, and long, slow exhales. Coming together with that sound and vibration, practicing together. Come over to the right side into a twist position, rotation. So belly, heart, shoulders, chin, eyes, arm reaching back, open-hearted, reach back. So let yourself lean back a little bit so you feel a stretch across your front shoulder and chest. So intelligently, creatively, connect and find your own version of each shape. One more deep breath, just letting that arm float open. Let your exhale finish and ease back to center for a moment. Pause, relax shoulders, deep ribcage breath. Second side, so we relax the holding of the belly so that we can move it. Move it first, belly, heart, shoulders. Just build your way up, add that look back and reach back with your open arm. Palm faces out. Fingers gently spread. Slow breaths 5 times. 4th one. And the last one. All the way through your own exhale. And then gently let it go, let it be. Make sure that you are comfortably seated for another breathing exercise. Today, finding your lowest rib. So the rib cage has these floating ribs. Find your lowest rib. Sit in a relaxed way and take a breath. Notice that movement. Just connecting body, breath and mind. We'll try to walk our way up our rib cages, creatively trying to find where your ribs are. Just give a little breath into each one, sense its movement. You can move out to the sides of your rib cage. Doesn't have to be exact. Heading back to the front of your torso as you come to your top rib cage. Coming up to the collarbones, lightly touching with your fingers, breathing there. When you have completed your way up, rest with your hands down for a moment, sensing your own touch of your ribs, the connection of each with each rib, and your breathing. Exhale, feel complete. Let's make your way up to your feet. Have a few rounds of breath to do so. Remember to mix things up from time to time. Go up the other way, if possible. If you'd like to hang out in a squat and forward fold a bit before you stand up, that's fine. If you rise to your feet sooner, then you can refine your standing, find stillness there. Have a moment once you are up to create mountain pose. Feet under hips, let them spread out. Balance in your pelvis. So put your hands there so you can feel a nice length in your low back. So we don't want to tilt our pelvis, just shorten the low back or to overly draw it downward, but just nice and neutral. Feel that free your shoulders into a neutral position as well. Arms by your sides. Breathe in. All the ribs, breathe out. All the ribs. Standing side bend. Keep your right arm along your body, gently hugging in. Turn your left hand out and sweep up and over. Letting your hips head over towards the left, right over to the side, not forward or back. Gaze down. Shoulders stay soft away from the ear. Find your own expression. One more slow breath. Release. Hug that arm into the side of your body lightly. Open your other arm up and over. Hips can go towards the right a bit. Gaze downward in front of you. Follow your nose for your gaze. Make sure your shoulder is relaxed down. Making our mountain stronger by holding it off center. So you may feel that engagement of the low belly. This is a good idea here for your body. Exhale once more. And release back to center. Greeting the sun with an inhale, reach your hands to your heart, and then up to the sky, stretch that breath all the way in. Exhale comes, transition to forward fold. Tip forward, let your knees bend. Land your hands where they reach and bring your head down. Halfway lift, engage your low belly. Doesn't have to be a big movement, extend your spine. Exhale your right leg back to lunge pose. You may use blocks if you would like. Coming back to high lunge. If you do tent your fingers, be very gentle and light on them, which increases your strength. Nice long neck, face downward. One more breath. High lunge. Patiently step back to downward dog. So get your hands into those outward spirals. Spread fingers, draw back downward facing dog. Knees, chest, and chin, bring down your knees. So I find that bringing my hands nice and wide gives me that space to bend elbows. Bring down chest, bring down chin, and then slide your legs back to come into Cobra pose. Breathe 5 times. Gently lifting your heart off the floor. Draw your shoulder blades together and gaze off your nose. Exhale. Come down. Press to downward facing dog. Determined pressing. Press, press, press. Tuck under your feet and push your weight back to your legs. 5 breaths. Externally rotating shoulders. Fan hands. We do work the navel towards the spine in this pose. And we gaze there as well. 1 more breath. From that uplifted belly, step your right leg forward for the high lunge second side. Take a moment, grab your blocks if you are using them. Hold steady, 5 breaths. Your back knee could come down. So we try to balance effort and ease. If a pose feels hard, what can you soften? Breathe out once more. Carefully step forward and fold forward. Stand up, use your strong legs, extend your spine, reach the sky. Exhale down into the sides of your body. Deep breath, nose gaze. Quieting mind, quieting eyes. Inhale, heart and sky. Exhale, come to the earth or the legs. Bow in. Half lift, inhale. Other leg back, high lunge. Repeating this same sequence on the other side. Left leg back first. Long neck. Get easier as we go. Getting warm. Nose breathing. Exhale, work your way to downward facing dog for a breath. Come to your belly for cobra. If you'd like to join me with the knees, chest, chin, and then release your belly down. Straighten your legs, lift up cobra. 5, 4. Imagine it's your favorite pose. How does that make you feel? And release. Press forward and down into your hands, elbows in, to peel up to downward dog. 5 breaths. Trying to learn to rest in downward dog pose. If you might need your knees down for it to feel that way, that's okay. You can take that option as you need it in life. Adapt, modify, do your best. Breathe out last time, navel up. Left leg stepping forward, second side high lunge. Long spine all the way through the top of your skull. 3. You just deal with this situation. Let it feel complete. Exhale. Step forward and fold forward. When you're ready, rise up, hands at heart level, up to the sky, and release down into the sides of your body. Step your right leg back to warrior A position, please. Angling in that back heel, and a moment to come into the shape with the tailbone tucking, let us to the sacrum hold. So this position, fingers down at your sacrum, gently teaches you to keep space in your low back in this pose. Releasing your left arm up, and bend your elbow, come behind your head. Release your other arm, inward rotation, and come to the spine behind you. Cow face pose with warrior A for 5. It's fine if you're just reaching towards your opposite fingers, that's cool. Down gaze. Exhale. Straighten and release. Coming to Parsvottanasana, so we need a little bit of a shorter stance with the hips forward. Then the inward rotation together. Hold your elbows or press your palms or knuckles and forward fold for 5 breaths. Intense side stretching pose. Come to your own degree. So to protect your low back, you can add a knee bend on the front leg in this position. Do just the right amount. Exhale once more. Breathe in, come up, strong straight legs. Release your arms. Revolving triangle, right arm reaches, breathing in. Guide yourself back to that forward fold. Again, the knee can bend. A nice beginning place here is both hands stack on the shin with a long spine. Add the rotation of revolved triangle if you would like, and your hand can be creative about where that bottom hand is, ultimately outside of the foot. If you can work your way there over time, fine. Maybe there's a block there. So what can you soften? What can you let go of? What do you need to concentrate on? One more time. We're going to come out of this into warrior B. So kind of a cartwheel movement of the arms to reach front and back, and let your left knee bend out over your ankle. Soften down your shoulders. Round your front ribs together so you don't hang out in a back bend in this pose. You don't want the back bend, you want a nice neutral upper body. Settle in, 5 breaths. Moving from one thing to the other. Today, a little bit more time on one-sided things. Last breath. Thank you, Virabhadrasana B, for what you've taught me today. Transition to a low lunge. So bring your back knee down. I'll give you a moment to come into that shape. Maybe you need to push in your knee for the King Arthur's pose, I call this one. Optional to bend your back knee and catch your ankle or foot. You can reach your other arm straight up or leave it on your bent knee for 1, 2, 3. So we actually are above the knee joint on that back knee in this pose. Deeply breathe once more. And release these actions slowly. Draw your pelvis back, straighten your front leg-ish to Hanuman's preparation, Hanuman's pose. We'll do 2 sets with an option to come into the back leg work as well. Bow in to your own degree. Place your hands where they feel supportive and useful today. Gently draw back on your toes. One more time. We inhale, come up some. You could add a variation like the lateral reach across, or if you'd like to, slide your front heel forward, work your back knee back, use your straight arms for support, and breathe. You might need some tail tuck energy, don't overdo. This is a big ask for lots of bodies. Just be curious. One more breath. And carefully work your legs closer, coming to downward facing dog. It's fine if you want to do the knees down version. Breathe out one more time. Heading out to your belly. You could do the knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga lower. Chaturanga, knees down, hug your elbows in, lower to your belly. And bending your right knee. Take your left arm out in front on the floor. So we're going to do a half bow pose here, reaching for your outer ankle with your right hand. And press your ankle into your hand, lift your knee off the floor, maybe just a little bit. Try to square yourself back to the front if you did a little twist to reach your leg. For 1, 2, 3, and last breath. Give it the energy that it needs, let it go, and rest on your belly for a moment. We come back here after the other side, so just settle in for 5 breaths where you feel good. Reconnect to your rib cage and your breathing there. Other side. Well, actually, sorry, I don't know why I said that right now. Roll over to your back. Just stay where you are for this roll over to do some windshields with the legs. You don't have to turn around yet. Roll to your back for a moment, bend your knees, find center. Open out your arms on the floor and let your knees go from side to side. Go slowly and mindfully. So go from the inner and outer edges of the feet to the inner and outer edges of the other feet. Once more. Bring your knees into your chest. Create a little rocking energy, keeping your chin tucked. And come up to sitting, hold on, and then spin around on your mat for Tarasana, which is a seated star pose. So we bring the feet away from the pelvis, touching the feet together, knees wide. Reach out with your heart so you extend your spine, and then come down to any degree. You can use a block under your head if you want to. You can go all the way down, whatever that is for you. Try to soften to forwardness for 5, 4, 1 more exhale. Rising up. Second side, we've come a long way from where we started. We're going to transition back to our feet. If you'd like to flow through or just stand up, that would be fine. You could just go to downward dog and stand from there, or add the upward dog as well. Rising up, pausing a moment in mountain. Notice if you feel anything. We don't usually go so far from one side. If you feel a difference in the sides of the body, possibly. Second side, keeping your right leg forward this time, step back, warrior A. Bend your knee over your ankle, sacrum. Fingers down, hands together at the sacrum. Breathe. And release your arms, adding the cow face arms. Reach up, external rotation. Come behind the midline of your upper back. Internal rotation, other arm, reach back. Bend your elbow, come up the center from below. Wherever that is fine. Check on your foundation, breathe 5 times. Square towards the front with the pelvis. Not arching the low back excessively. That's why grounding the tailbone helps. Breathe out one more time. And then release all of these actions and stepping your feet closer together, creating the foundation with straight legs for Parsvottanasana, second side. Inward rotation, both arms reach back. Exhale, bring together your knuckles, your fingers, your palms. Work your way up your back to some degree and breathe out. Fold forward, possibly bending your front knee. Once you've found your forward fold, refine your feet so they're not overly gripping. Pressing the earth with open feet creates stability all the way up to your hips. One more breath out. Breathe in, come up, strong legs, and release your arms, breathe out. Revolving triangle, inhale. Forward fold, exhale, come to the front shin. Pause, assess. Stay if you're happy here. Add in some rotation, more rotation if you would like. Or listen for your breathing. One more time, deep breath. And then this cartwheel up to warrior B. So pick up your left hand, let your right arm follow the arms out to warrior, and then come into your side facing lunge, nice and low, shoulders relax. And ground your front rib cage so that you don't throw yourself into a back bend here. After a breath or two, we start to feel like we've arrived. One more time, a focused deep breath. Transitioning to the King Arthur's Low Lunge. Carefully bring down your back knee, having a moment to establish that shape, knee over the ankle still, perhaps cushioning under your knee area. Exploring balance. Catching your back ankle, lifting up your foot off the floor. Optional. A nice vigorous reach with your other arm towards the sky for 1. Try not to attach yourself to looking in a certain way. It's all about how it feels and works for your body. Once more. Slowly let go of those actions. Transition the pelvis back and the front leg straighter-ish for Hanuman's pose. So we draw in the low belly, fold forward, draw back your toes, bow in. Let calmness wash over, forward fold energy. Four. And 5. Release part way. Second variation, if you'd like, you could do the reach across, stay as you are, or explore, spreading the legs further. Use those upward dog, strong straight arms, open hands. Not attached to looking in a certain way, causing no harm. Ahimsa. Curious, non-forcing. Exhale once more. Carefully work your legs back together. We practice that half version and pulling back a lot more. So I'm finding that's a lot easier way of coming out because we're used to that action in our practice. Draw back your leg. Bend your elbows, up dog, down dog, and out to your belly for the half bow, second side. So lower carefully, elbows in, release your belly to the earth. Add a little tail tucking energy here. Right arm to the floor out in front. A little rotation to look back and thumb down. Reach for your ankle on your back foot and then recenter your shoulders. You may stay like this or lift that knee up off the floor to explore the half bow shape. We often do this as a sideline pose. One more breath. And exhale, release. Rest on your belly in a way that feels positive for you in this moment for a few rounds of breath. Letting yourself be soft and still. And then roll into your back once again. Go the other way if you can. Stay on your mat as you are. And instead of the windshields on this side, let's do the revolved abdomen twist where you bring your knees over to the right and to your right, either side. Stack up your knees maybe and look away. You can put something between your knees or just modify so it's comfortable for your back, your spine, your hips. Slow, deep breathing. Inhale slowly, 4. Exhale. Last time. Changing sides. Work with your body to modify and adjust your twist on this side so that it is comfortable and positive. Add the looking away, relax, open across your heart center. Breathe very slowly. Part of our ability to be flexible in our minds is to be curious and non-attached. Just one more breath. And releasing off to one side or rocking and spinning around. Coming into our seated position for a moment, just to feel complete with those practices on each side. Pause to reconnect with breath. Ekagrata, the single focus. And we're lots of things together, our breath, our minds, our bodies, our emotions, all of that is one. And we focus as complete beings. Whichever of your legs is in front, please straighten it out for Janu Sirsasana practice. Facing your straight leg, reaching up, breathing in. Breathe out, a slow forward fold. Out and down. Breathe 5 times. Customize. One more exhalation. Rise up with your arms once again. Exhale, bring them down. Changing sides, fold in, straighten out other legs. Settle into your foundation. Breathe in when you're ready, reach up. Out and down slowly. So that way, if you're get a little sensation in your knee or your back, you can modify and say that's far enough and just stop right there. Breathe where you are. Meet yourself where you are. That's what the yoga does. It meets us where we are. Gently lengthening across your low back. One more very slow, soft breath. Exhale, see if there's a little bit more space. Inhale, release. Making your way so your heels are on your mat for Purvattanasana, the front of the body stretch. We'll do the preparation and then the option to lift off. So this pose really stabilizes around the sacrum by forcing us to use those muscles deeply. Also strengthens our ability to lift ourselves up. So fingers forward, spread your hands, lean back, and then press your arms straight. Imagine you're lifting your hips off the floor. Feel your muscles activate. Downward gaze, one more breath. And relax. So straight legs lift up. It can be a bit easier to walk your feet in and lift, or repeat that preparation of pressing like you're going to lift. So work where you are. Inhale, lift up. Hug your legs together if they're straight, and you can take back your head if you have that in your practice. Otherwise, keep your chin tapped. Use your whole body. New perspective. Fourth breath in. Just one more. Do your best. Come down carefully. Release and relax those actions. I'm going to Paschimottanasana, the forward fold. Take your sitting bone, your flesh off your sitting bones either side. Come out and down to your own degree, going the other way, patiently, slowly. So if your hamstrings are tight, you can support from behind with your arms. Toes draw towards you in this pose, so we stretch the whole back body, including the soles of your feet. The skin of your skull. Breathe out once more. And release, relax. Ardha Matsyendrasana, and then we'll lie down. Fold in your right leg. Place your left foot on the floor. Perhaps it comes around the knee. It doesn't have to. Just try to get it around as much as you can. Sit tall, relax your belly, and revolve. Remember earlier, the revolution starts low. So you have all the twists you can find. Support your hip with love. Look back, 5 breaths. Let your eyes soften down your nose. Nasabra Drishti. Don't hurt your brain by trying to actually see it equally with both eyes. Just let it fall there softly. Exhale one more time. Release your twist. Sacrum balance or boat pose, lean back, just catch your balance, float or extend out. Be where you are, your knees can be bent. This one does get easier with practice. Exhale, feet down, knees wide, release. Ardha Matsyendrasana, second side, half Lord of the Fishes. Matsyasana is fish pose. Find the foundation. Remember our earlier twist work where you take your belly first, work your way from the bottom up as you find your look back. Support your hip. Gaze back 5 breaths. One more breath out. Release with some slowness back to center. Second side, catch your balance. Straighten it out. So many ways of practicing both. Hold on, bend knees, sit tall. We just want to have that energy of lifting, active, balance. One more time. Exhale, feet down, knees wide, relax. And as we come to the last quarter of our practice, please apply any warm clothing, socks, bring your blankets and pillows and things for rest. Come on down to bridge pose, please. Lying back with your knees bent, and just settling on your back body, finding center. Preparing for a bridge pose by making sure your head is centered and your spine is long. Turn your palms over so your arms and hands are participating in this lift up. Lift up, press your feet. If your head needs to move away from your feet, let it so you have space. Unfurl the front of your hips so they stretch open. Third breath. You can wiggle your feet to find a place where you feel more power. One more. Come down slowly. Inhale up, reach your arms towards the sky. Exhale down, arms and legs. Inhale up, arms overhead. Exhale, everything coming back down. One more, bring your heels together with your toes sticking out and press up. Preparation for Setu Bandhasana. One more time, just observe what changes. Change something, and then come down and release your knees in. Inviting them to go to happy baby shape if you like that wide knees work, or if it feels better to have your knees together. Have freedom of choice. 5 slow breaths with a meditative mind. Soft and present. Fourth one. And fifth one. And release. Inversion practice. Legs up the wall. Legs up right where you are on your mat. Perhaps reaching up to the sky for shoulder stand. Be where you feel safe and good today with this idea. And there are lots of ways of expressing upside down. So allow yourself to find something good for today. Take away any effort that's not needed. If it's not quite right, you can change it. 10 slow breaths. Here's 5. Would you like to do a second variation or return to your 2 knees pose? Wide knees pose prepares us for ear squeezing pose with the hips up. Begin coming down slowly, moving through so that you release back to the back of your body. Coming to seated, whether it's off to the side or rocking up. Once again, cross legs into heart lift pose, fingers forward, lean back. Try to lift your chin so your throat lengthens. So part of our shoulder stand constricts the throat, so this allows us to open it again. Nasabra Drishti, gaze down towards your nose. Just one more time. And relax those actions. And face the front of your mat. For breathing, if you'd like to add a blanket, you could tuck yourself in before we lie down and rest. Bring your arms behind your back. Catch your opposite wrist and fold forward. Just hold on in some way and bow forward. Deep breaths. Feel breathing move to your back ribs and your side ribs. Breathe out once more. Rise up, breathing in. And bringing your dominant hand to the space between your eyebrows. Relax your other hand and arm. Close the left side of your nose and breathe through the right side 3 times, in and out. Release. Let your other hand float up. Touch your third eye. And this time, close your right side, breathe the left side. When it's complete, release. Be present with the state that you were able to create. Stillness and peace. Whatever you experience. Now coming to resting pose. If you are restless about resting pose, flow through up, down, dog again. So that works. Some of us have those really restless minds and bodies, and it's fine. Yoga helps. We can work with ourselves no matter what our personality is, what our tendencies are. Come on down. Get yourself cozy, supported, and lie back and rest. This invitation for Shavasana, with practice, you learn to quickly scan and come in, and then you can refine a little bit and notice what might still need a little arranging. Deep breath in, whole body. Open mouth, exhale, let go of all effort, of breath control. Inhale, engage your body a little bit, squeeze your toes, your fingers, your face, your glutes. Exhale, let everything melt, let it all soften. Repeat either one of those or just stay as you are. And open mouth exhale can help you let go. Allow yourself to enjoy this opportunity to be still. So you can do this in any position, any prop, so that you can be comfortable. Let the fronts of your hips just gently stretch long and open. Soften around your knees and your ankles. The roots of your toes. Also invite your shoulders downward. Feeling your heart rise and fall as you breathe. On the forest floor, I lay my body and ask to be reborn, made of ferns and branches and bird calls. That this earth, she undresses me of my thoughts and connects me to her in the language my blood speaks, that she grows tiny roots at the end of my limbs. So she may be my anchor, my only true home, so I can belong to her anywhere the way animals do, so that our hearts beat in harmony, so that I know the one who whispers always, so that she lives on my lips and my skin. Plenty of time. Keep relaxing. Space between the ears staying soft and open. An invitation for a slow release from your stillness. No need to change anything, just let the invitation arrive. And gently stretch your breath. Begin to move your body again. This can be your own way of expressing, doing what you need or want to do. Movement and stillness, a little at a time. Taking about 5 breaths more time to return to your seat. Leaving your fingers in the gesture of new beginnings. Each new breath, each new moment, an opportunity. Have a little time to say thank you to yourself and to extend that gratitude. Feeling gratitude right in your heart. Breathe deeply in. Deeply out. Thank you all so much for joining me for this practice today. For trying a little something different. Nourish yourself, hydrate yourself, and I hope that you have a nice rest of your day and you rest well. Thank you so much.